If you're looking to create something from a loved one's old shirt this holiday season, give these keepsake ornaments a try. This is a great way to honor them and preserve their memory while upcycling in a special way. One shirt will make many ornaments you can easily give to family members as gifts. These are so quick and easy and come together in just 10 minutes. Hi, I'm Minnie from Discover Your Creative Side. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. You'll need some of these flat ornaments. I picked these up at the dollar store. A pair of scissors, needle and thread, and a button found on the shirt, of course, some jute twine, hot glue gun, and a couple of extra hot glue sticks. Let's begin by removing that tag. And we'll remove that top as well. Spread out those ends there. It'll be easier to put back on the ornament when we're finished and stick to the hot glue. On the shirt of your choice, there's usually a few extra buttons located inside and at the bottom. Cut one of those off, and we'll use that to sew on. We'll sew that right in between two of the buttons that are already sewn on the shirt. And the reason for this is there's just not enough room on the ornament for two buttons unless we place them closer together. Just place a stitch in each buttonhole. That'll be sturdy enough to hold that button in place along with the hot glue we'll use. And place a couple of knots. Next, place the ornament centered over the two buttons and roughly draw out a square pattern using the ornament as a guide. And if you're using a plaid shirt, the lines come in handy in the design of the fabric. So just basically at the top of that ornament, we'll use this line here. And rolling that ornament over, just roughly a ½ inch past the middle of that ornament, or center, or the side of that ornament. We'll cut off the extra. Do that all around. And once you have that pattern drawn out, carefully cut it out, just the top layer. And now we'll use that piece we just cut out as the pattern for the bottom part. Draw and cut just as we did before. And place a bead of hot glue down the center of your ornament. And beginning with your bottom piece, quickly place that over the center of the ornament. And flatten the fabric here and there, smoothing it all out. Next, we'll cut on each side of the spout of that ornament. And glue just around the base of that. Next, place glue on the sides. And smooth out the fabric while the glue is still hot. Place a little glue in any of the crevices and continue with the other side. Now you could cut those corners and any extra on the side. And where those corners were, cut diagonal up to the ornament. This will help the fabric lie snugly on the ornament. Don't worry too much if it overflows onto the front side of the ornament. That top piece will cover up those edges. Cut off those extra flaps and continue gluing until you're finished with the bottom part. Cut off any extra fabric so it's even with the middle of the sides along the ornament. Next, place that top part so the buttons are even in the center and everything is aligned right with the center. And start gluing much like we did with the bottom piece. Begin cutting that extra fabric all around so that it overlaps that center line just a little. And continue gluing. Cut those tops and bottoms at an angle. And next we'll glue that jute twine right along the center where the fabric met, all around the ornament. It's okay if you have some overlapping of fabric that the jute twine doesn't cover. We will be placing 3 or 4 layers here. Or you can get some extra thick jute twine and use 1 layer. Turn that jute twine around and glue back down along the jute twine you just glued on, all around the ornament again. And you will see that it starts to cover up some of that extra glue and fabric. Tidy up any extra fabric that's hanging over now. Glue around the top and we'll place that silver topping on now. Using quite a bit of glue here. Pressing those flaps firmly into the glue. And we'll replace that silver tie with some jute twine. Run a bead of glue over the first half of that silver topping. And cover with the twine. And do the same for the other side. And now glue that jute twine onto the other side, covering up those rough edges there. And continue on like so until we reach the other side. And begin gluing and wrapping that jute twine around that silver top. Begin gluing another layer of twine on the seam of the previous rounds. That's to cover up any gaps, glue, or fabric that might be showing through. Cut a piece of twine about 10 to 12 inches long and tie into a bow and glue onto the top center of that ornament. Cut those ends so they're an even length. Cut another piece of twine about 12 inches long and insert into the top of that ornament and tie a knot in the end. Well, thank you for joining me today. Let me know in the comments if you tried this ornament. And watch these videos next.